Hey everyone, I hope we're all doing well. This is the first video that I'm putting out for the K12 group. So it's going to be a little bit of a directed draw, kind of some things that we've been doing in our regular class. And I figured because the rain came back, which I think we've all kind of needed a little bit, whether we like it or not, we could do a rainy day related directed drawing that could also tie into a color wheel, which is something that we're going to be learning about a little bit going forward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give us a step-by-step directed drawing on this piece of paper. If I'm ever moving too fast, feel free to pause the screen and kind of just keep on going from there because as you all know, I can tend to talk quickly and sometimes I tend to work a little too quickly. So I'm going to be doing some lines. I'm going to be talking about what we're making. We're going to do a rainy day umbrella and then we're going to put a color wheel, so a different color in each slot on the umbrella. The first thing that we are going to do for our umbrella is to make an X. It's going to be a pretty big X in the middle of the page, and we want to make it kind of wide. So I'm going to go X, X. What I mean by wide is, do you see how it's kind of flat, smushed down? That's sort of what we're going for. Once you've made that X in the middle of your page, you're going to do one more line going down. So you've almost created what looks like a star. This is actually going to be the frame of our umbrella. What we're going to do is taking either a straight line or a slightly rounded line, a little bit of a curve, we're going to connect these edges. 2, 3, and the last little section. So that is going to be the cover of my umbrella. If you're still a little bit behind, now might be a good time to pause the video and make sure that you caught up to right there. The next thing we're going to do is add a little bit of a rectangle below this umbrella. This is going to be our raincoat. But if you want, you don't need to make your rectangle go straight down. You can actually make it go out just a little bit because it's a coat, and coats kind of get wide at the bottom sometimes because of the way they hang. So we're going to add a little rectangle just below for our raincoat. Then what you're going to do is you're going to come just a little bit above that rectangle, just a little bit above, and add another line up. That's because our jacket kind of buttons up, so that's going to give us that second little button up section. A little bit of a tongue twister there. Next, we're going to add another rectangle going down, and this one we'll probably just want to be a regular old rectangle. That's for our legs right there. The legs of our character. And then the last two-ish things we're going to add, there's going to be a couple more details. I don't want to get ahead of myself. But the last big one we're going to add is the boots, and then we'll add some more fine details. It's really important that the toe of our boot is facing the same direction as this extra flap on our jacket. So we're going to come down and across. I'm going to show that one more time. Down from the back of that rectangle and across. Awesome, that looks great. And then down again, not all the way to the bottom. See how there's a little bit of a space right here? And you're going to do almost like a little bump. That's going to create our boot. Here's where it's going to get a little tricky, so we got to pay really close attention. If you haven't made it this far yet, it might be a good time to pause and stop for just a moment. If you have made it this far, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually follow this line all the way back up. So I'm going to come out just a little bit. This is going to be for our second shoe. Go all the way back. I'm never touching the other line, but I'm getting close to it. If you come in really closely, I'm never touching the other line, but I'm getting really close to it. And then I'm going to come all the way back up. If you notice, the back leg does not yet have a line cutting the boot off. So that's probably the first thing you're going to want to add is another line right there. We also said our jacket's going to have buttons, so I'm going to add just a couple little dots on the first rectangle that I made coming down. I added about 5 dots. If you added 3, great. If you want to add 7, that's totally okay too. Just a couple dots. So if you look closer, We've got dots going up our jacket. So now we've got our person hiding behind the rain. The next thing we might want to add is just sort of a flat ground for the person to stand on. And if we want to add some raindrops, we do a line down that kind of curves out and back up. Some raindrops all over our page for our rainy day directed draw. Once you've added some raindrops, if you want to add some grass, if you want to add some puddles for our person to be standing in, that's totally okay. The world is your oyster. The last thing that I would ask us to all explore to try is to make this look like a color wheel by coloring each section a different color of the rainbow, starting with red, followed by, does anyone know what comes next in the rainbow after red? Let's think. Orange. All right, so our next section is going to be orange, and you're going to want to fill this whole area out. Our next section, red, orange. Do we know what comes next is yellow? You guessed it. So we're going to fill this area in yellow. You can't really see the yellow super well because of my paper. So in case you forget, I'm going to add a little Y here for yellow. Red, orange, yellow. Who knows what comes next? Yell it out if you can know it, or if you know it. Green. We got it. All right. So next will be green. And then red, orange, yellow, green. Blue, you got it. Yep, blue is the next color, but it's not our last color. Our last color will be, you guessed it, purple. Awesome job. All right, and so you can fill this last area. And the cool thing about this color wheel is it can help you remember which colors make other colors. Because the red and blue make purple, that's the color in the middle. The red and yellow make orange, that's the color in the middle. And the yellow and blue will make green. That's that color in the middle. But we'll go more into that a little bit later. I just wanted to get us a start. Once you finish all this, you can add some color. You can add some more details. You can add anything that you think might look nice in this drawing. But that's pretty much all I've got for you today. I have a feeling that these are going to be some lovely pieces of art coming out of this class. And I can't wait to see what y'all are working on. Have a great day.